Hello everybody, this is ZvT back with another point of view cast, this time on xelnaga caverns between myself and xiWarden. So this is another ZvT. I only did a one drone harass here just because I watch TV when I play, and the two drone harass actually takes a little bit of attention, so if I'm not really paying attention, then the two drone harass does not happen. But anyway, if you guys have watched my other videos, you would have seen that I've been having a lot of success with my roachling push. But I am having some trouble now with two things. One being banshees, and I'm not talking one banshee, one with cloak, or two. I'm talking when they come with 4, 6, 8, and they come before my spire finishes and just kill all my queens. Spores have not been helping. Oh, I'm just gonna pause for a second here. I saw one Rax and no gas, so I knew there was a proxy somewhere. I was like, it's either a proxy or a 1cc command center, and no one is crazy enough to do that on this map because look at this natural, so wide. So you may as well 2 racks expand if that's what you're going to do. So there's a second racks. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, so I've been having trouble with some mass banshees, even some crazy Viking plays. I've never seen that kind of stuff, and with 2 racks. So I don't have too many people to practice with. Most of my clan is Protoss, so when I want to try something on, I just play ladder games and experiment versus my opponent. So I can see he's got his units coming up. Now, I've been trying with Zerglings, I pull drones, but depending on how many SCVs he brings, and I know he's already got at least 3, they have potential to still get the ramp up. And if you sacrifice all those drones, not so good. So as you can see, I'm going to let him bunker block me. I'm going to start mining my gas again, and my plan is to stall as long as possible, use this spine, and use banelings to bust my way out. Now, I'm just going to note, I vastly underestimated the time it would have taken for this spine to build and reroute, because in my head the spine was going to be right here picking at these SCVs. So when I noticed, hey, these bunkers are going to finish, I decided I better get in there and try to pick these things off, and already this is not looking like an optimal way to deal with this. In some games I have gone by with just a Zergling, so I'm thinking maybe cut drones at 14 and just spam Zerglings, and maybe that'll get me enough. I don't know. But for this game I decided to try the Bane in the Nest. So there it is. I did get one of those SCVs. I believe it only takes 1 SCV repairing, and they can do this to get vision. Now the Spine Crawler does outrange the units in the bunker, which kinda lame, because it's hard to find the exact spot. I'm assuming it would have been right here, where it can hit the bunker, but the bunker can't hit it. So I should have looked for that a little bit carefully, but the Baneling Nest was finished, so I decided, alright, whatever, I'll just bust my way out. And as you can see, I am behind right now. As to be expected of one base Zerg. So, pretty good timing on his part right there. Moving in just as I unburrow that. I'm gonna get these Banelings, good move on his part, and he does actually save that bunker. But I knew if I picked off the SCV, it would burn to death before he could salvage, so there it goes. I'm now free. He can't rebuild any bunkers, and a lot of people don't know what to do in this situation, and for a long time I didn't either. It's kind of difficult because if the Terran stayed on one base, he could be going, you know, Banshees right now, and I'm gonna have a tough time holding it. He could be going for more racks all in. It could be an expansion. At this point I don't know, so I'm not even interested in killing this Marine. Just gonna run by, send a couple back, and luckily he made it all too obvious that he did expand. I'm going to try to slow that down as much as possible. Yeah, so he did expand, and the thing, I'm actually happy to see this. The reason being, if I want any chance to come back, oh, here he's scouting me. If I want any chance to come back, I need him to sit back and try to go economy, and that way I can take a chance and go for crazy economy, or try for some sort of Baneling bust to end the game. He knows I have my Baneling Nest. This is what he was looking for, and that's a bad rally. I've been doing that a lot lately. So I've got a lot of the drones on the gas. I finally realized that, pulling them all off. Making good effort to take down this Rax. And from his point of view, this looks like, from what he saw, it looks like pure economy. Now, I'm not actually going for pure economy. My goal here is to get to maybe 35 35 to 40 drones, and in the game it's kind of hard to tell, but that's like pretty good 2-base saturation. And the reason is because my plan is to do just a roachling bust. Now if he's going for banelings, I am dead. And this is why I was saying, after he set me back early, he could have just gone for any of the cheeses and they would have been crazy strong. But he went for the expansion. So I'm hoping if he's lazy with his tank tech, the attack that I usually do will be a lot more effective. So you can see I'm storing larvae here, and that's because I really wasn't sure. I couldn't decide how far am I going to drone before I start producing units. And I need to be careful because I don't want him to scan and see the units coming out, because that's a dead giveaway to, hey, make more bunkers. So I could see he's got good building placement. This is not going to be an easy bust. Oh, I forgot to close that again. Forgive me. I hope you didn't look there. So he is creating more of a wall. I did see Marauders and Marines, and I am like, yay. Because going straight for Marine tank medevac, there's no way I would be able to stop that push. As you can see, I still haven't made any units, and I'm behind on income. We're even on harvesters finally. And here we go. I guess I didn't even make it to 40. I made it to 33 workers, and then I thought, alright, that looks like a good amount. I need to start pumping out units. So I'm going to take these and hide them away, you know, in a place in the xelnaga tower vision. That way I can see if any units approach them and run them away. But out of, like, this would be a super crazy place for him to scan. So that looks like a good place for me to hide my units. Really unlikely that anything's going to run over here. So I went with a decent number of roaches. What's really going to be important here is I need a lot of banelings. Especially if he doesn't have stim, banelings will get in there and do so much damage. I saw him come out a little bit. He is taking down the gold, so I can tell he knows he's ahead, and he is. And he's looking to, you know, get more ahead. And I'm not looking to play a macro game. I know I've already lost if I try to play a macro game. So I'm just going to tuck, and that's exactly what I wanted to see. A good amount of Marines, a couple Marauders, and that's it, because this right here will kill that. So lucky timing on my part that he's out here, and I thought to myself, okay, I am going to go in right now because this whole army's gone. Going straight for the mineral line. I decided that at home he would either turn around or I should be able to get lucky against his army just by using a lot of banelings and drones to buffer for them. So my main goal here was, well, he's gone, and he still hadn't come back, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's just doing a base trade. Terrans are good in base trade situations because they can lift off, so lots of Banes. I just need to make sure that he doesn't secure his main while he kills my base. So you can see what took him so long was he actually came through these rocks. And there's one stim on all his units. That was very unnecessary. So I'm in here doing crazy damage. I see his starport. There's no tech lab, so I'm not worried about a Banshee coming out. I did drop some spines, and you're going to find out soon that this was a critical mistake, because there is no way those spines are going to finish. So I use my Banes just to make sure I clean out his mineral line. I want to slow down his income as much as I can. I did start to run some of these units home. And as you can see, these spines, precious minerals going down for no reason. I wasn't sure, this was like one of those clutch situations you can't practice for, because I wasn't exactly sure how much I was going to need to kill this. If I brought home these roaches, for sure I would have been able to crush this. So I did do a two-pronged attack. That's a second stim on all these units. Getting a nice surround. I really should have focused on getting the speedlings around the Marines, because he did manage to back up to the wall. And look at that, that was very good micro on his part. I am still tearing apart his base, but I realized if he kills this, I'm not going to be able to win, because he's going to be able to lift off and hide his buildings, say here, where I can't reach him. So he is attacking random buildings, and I'm just thinking, oh my god, I need to bring these roaches home. Because if he kills that, it's a stalemate at best. So I'm still doing my best to stall him, do whatever damage I can. Look at these Marauders, no health. And they're still alive. A couple Zerglings here, I really should have been focusing on these rally points. Luckily for me that he was very indecisive. He could have killed either my pool or this, and if you notice, the one building that's gone is his starport. That's going to be critical. Neither of us is mining, and I'm just like, I need to save this hatchery. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to attack. So getting my roaches back in, they're going to clean this up. And I'm thinking at this point that I've won. I've got some drones still. I know he's not mining. I'm just going to chase his buildings around. The one thing that he can do to stage a comeback is Banshees. And I was just like, okay, well, all I have to do is chase that command center. Not noticing that, hey, where'd the starport go? I don't really care about the factories. He's not going to come kill me with some Hellions. So I wasn't sure what to do. I was saving a couple larvae. Saw a couple Marines and I was like, oh, I better get those before they get in there and kill my drones. As you can see, I'm right now just working on blocking off, picking off some supply depots. I've got a good bit of extra minerals, so I should be getting a queen here relatively soon. Just getting a couple zerglings. I don't know if he's got more Marines hidden around the map or what he's doing right now. And I realized at this point, okay, he's still in the game. It must be a Banshee somewhere because he knows I'm mining. So there's no way that I'm not gonna be able to kill him eventually. And there, the Roach sees the Banshee. I saw that red dot cross over here on the mini map, and I was like, oh my god, was that a Banshee? Then I saw it again here, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, I'm an idiot. When you're this far ahead, I should have been spamming drones, and I should have been paying more attention to where his base went. I have the Zerglings here, so these Marines aren't going to be able to assist. But I do have the money, so now I'm starting that Evo Chamber. I've got the one Queen out. Now this Banshee could win him the game. If it kills all my stuff, it's game over. Because he can float while he finishes me. So this Queen, not going to run away. Banshees move faster than Queens, so don't try to run. Just stand there, fight. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm still okay. I've got a second Queen about to pop. And the Queen will obviously finish this. So I'm just going to stall as best I can. Save my money. I don't want to spend it all on drones right now and, you know, not knowing what's going to happen to them. So if you saw that little red dot there, yes, indeed, that was a second Banshee. And at this point I was like, oh crap. I could actually lose this just because I got lazy. So my plan here is to try to stay near the spore and pick off this Banshee. But, you know, Banshees have really good range, so you can see they can actually basically hit me, and I can't wait for the new root time to kick in. 12 seconds is way too long. So I did pick off that Banshee, and now I'm in good shape. I know I can stall long enough to keep the hatchery alive until the second Queen comes out, because 2 Queens with the energy to transfuse, and this as a point where he can't follow me, will put me in good shape. So 7 health, very nearly losing that Queen. That would have been devastating, although I should still be okay. But remember, I can't lose this building or it's game over. And I still actually haven't seen that, so barely any health left. Gonna try to pick off that Banshee, and him realizing he has no money and only the one Banshee. And that was close there too. He GG's because there's no way he's gonna be able to stop me from mining, getting a Spire, and finishing the game off. So I'm gonna turn on the vision, and look, he actually hid his starport here. Very clever. This is also a common spot for proxies. If I had been paying more attention, I saw the starport with no tech lab, so I kind of disregarded it, forgetting that he could just fly away, build it somewhere else. So definitely a game where things got crazy. That was a pretty big comeback considering I was on one base. The timing for the attack was really strong. A couple of things to take away from this: when they are in your base smashing you, don't throw down spine crawlers, because as you can tell, if I had 300 extra minerals and 3 extra drones in those fights, you know, it could have made a significant difference. Every mineral at this stage counts. I have lost games where you're 5 minerals short from making a drone, and that's what causes a stalemate, or that's what prevents you from getting anything going. So definitely a really huge game. Covering the expansions, obviously, so we can't land anywhere. So until next time, remember to always GG your games. Unless you lose, then complain about imbalance.